Jake Rudock or C.J. Beathard? Who do you want to start for the Hawkeyes? Well, when you go to the water cooler later today, I guarantee that'll be one of the topics.
But now he's making a move on the back nine. He had an eagle on 14. Is it better to have lovied and lost than to have never lovied at all?
The one person who's not down here at the starting line who's going to be running today, that is Bettendorf's own Kathy Schmidt.
The Nittany Lions like to gamble a little bit on fourth down, and there's a method to their madness, so he knows a thing or two about March Madness, and now he is one more win away from matching that feat. Sterling's Joseph Bertrand played through a shoulder injury, but somebody might want to check on Brandon Paul's back after he carried Illinois past Minnesota. I don't want to scare anybody, but the Cubs have won 6 in a row. The last 2 John Deere Classic winners have fallen into the sand on the 18th hole, but then used that as a launching pad to victory.
I think I'm going to learn how to slam dunk before the season's over.
With or without the trampoline?
Well, we'll see.
You're watching sports with Ben Rosehart.
The Muscatine soccer community is in for a treat this weekend as the Iowa women's team is turning over a new leaf with a new head coach. Coming over from Grand Valley State, new coach David Diani and his Hawkeyes hit the road for a portion of their preseason camp, and the Black and Gold set up shop actually at the Muscatine Soccer Complex. The goal is to get to know each other and also connect with football fans across the state. And recent Davenport Assumption graduate and 4-time Gatorade Player of the Year Rose Ripslinger is now a freshman at Iowa. Her and the Hawkeyes are excited to start this new chapter.
It's weird being a freshman again, just kind of being at the bottom of the totem pole.
Let's take you out to the ball game now, down by the river. River Bandits leading Beloit 6-0, serenading the visitors. Chase McDonald bumps up his average to .284 with a single here in the 7th. He also homered for the second straight contest. He's got 14 homers on the season now. Bandits still up by 6, trying to hang on for a shutout. Reliever Keegan Yule in a jam. Tyler Marinkov drives in Melvin Mercedes with the RBI single, and of course with a guy named Mercedes, you know he has some speed. 6-1 at that point. McDonald then getting some more playing time in left field. He spent a lot of the year at first base. Here he calls off Molene's Thomas Lindauer to make the play. Good communication, and the Bandits lull the Snappers to sleep, picking up a 6-1 victory. James Ramsey also had a grand slam, one of his 3 hits. Burlington also doubles up Clinton 4-2. Cardinals facing Ubaldo Jimenez, the only pitcher to throw a no-hitter for the Colorado Rockies. He's pitching for the Orioles this year, and John Jay was happy to see him putting a little Jingleheimer Schmidt into this swing in the second. It's a solo shot, gives the Redbirds a 2-0 advantage. John Lackey on the mound for the Cardinals, trying to eat up some innings, but he struggles here in the second. Gives up a homer to Caleb Joseph, who's actually gone yard 5 straight ball games, kind of like former River Bandit Brett Phillips did a couple weeks ago. Then it's Nelson Cruz in the 3rd, and Baltimore just moves this one into cruise control. Another homer for the Orioles. They go on to win 10-3. I planned on showing you some Cubs highlights, but they were few and far between. Rays earn a 4-0 win at Wrigley. And out in Seattle, White Sox are tied with the Mariners 1-1. Our first glimpse of the Packers now. A little preseason football comes in Nashville against the Titans. James Starks rumbles 20 yards to pay dirt in the first quarter. I suppose if we played football, we'd call him James, but James does give the Packers the 7-0 lead. Later in the first, on the punt, Devontae Adams, I got it, don't got it. The second-round pick out of Fresno actually fumbled a couple times in this game. Titans recover here. That sets up former Iowa Hawkeye Sean Green, and the color of money breaks free, scoots in for the 13-yard touchdown. Titans come back to win this one 20-16, but remember, it doesn't really count.
Decades removed from a historic accomplishment, members of the 1953 Clinton St. Mary's basketball team love to share their story. Even though their school does not exist anymore, players and cheerleaders from that special season proudly remember a Cinderella story that ended with a championship.
The Irish of St. Mary's with a big lead, breaking the offensive zone. Another shot is good, this time by Jim Hyde.
Most of us sum it up that night when we played at Tumwa, it wouldn't have mattered who we played because it was just one of those perfect games that we had. And we could have beat anybody that night.
They can't miss now, and they haven't been able to miss all night.
It's been 60 years since Clinton St. Mary's, a small Catholic high school of about 50 students, won the state basketball championship at the University of Iowa Fieldhouse. Players like Dick Lingle and Lauren Hyde are quick to point out this was before there were separate classifications.
We always say one class state championship, so it had never been done before by a Catholic school. We were 13-5, and then won our last 13 in a row.
Sometimes it seems like a dream, and we had such a good starting five. Especially playing mostly bigger schools.
There's a lot of things that come back every time I think about it. And you think about it more on the 50th, the 40th, the 25th, and now the 60th, which is awesome that we're still here. Starting five is still intact. The starting four cheerleaders are still intact.
Dick also married his high school sweetheart, Dorothy, who was one of the cheerleaders.
If we even lost, we would have been a winner because we had gone so far. And so we were real proud of our team, proud of our school, proud of the Irish.
The community had plenty to be proud of that year. In fact, it was almost an all-Clinton final, as Clinton High School also made it to the semifinals.
Those last couple of nights, I think all of Clinton was out there. And of course with Clinton High playing, and then we were out there too, cheerleaders rooting with one another.
It was magical. When you start playing and Clinton High is going to be playing and you're going to be playing, you think, oh, we'll do our best, but the odds for us to do what we did do were something that none of us really thought about.
Everybody knows by now that the state championship belongs to St. Mary's of Clinton. The ball game is just about over.
It was electrifying. There was so much energy in that gym.
For a job well done and one of the magnificent performances.
It still stays with you today when you think about it.
There they are, the champions.
Seems like a dream, and then again, it's reality. Especially, 60 years ago.
And then things just get really crazy. With Lindauer batting in the fifth, a huge opossum literally decides to join the fun, waltzes out onto the field. Lindauer's like, I'm trying to figure out how to hit this 1-2 curveball. I don't know what to do with this. Kim wants no part of the rascal, no relation to the Bandits mascot, of course. Play was stopped until the grounds crew finally gets things under control with the help of a trash can. And the crisis is averted, standing ovation all around, and the Lumber Kings even gave our helper some high fives as he exits stage right. What a wacky night.
Papa Rosehart and I have always loved chess, and we're going to tip things off tonight with a chess match between Bettendorf and Muscatine. Second-ranked Bulldogs hosting the Muskies. Pick up in the first quarter, Cole Clearman forces the turnover, and then it's Dylan Sortillo and Passant. That's in passing, and French glides in for the layup. It's 12-6 Bettendorf as the Bulldogs does Passant get you? Capture a 6-point lead. A few minutes later, Chris Clay Bundy feeds Sortillo behind the arc. Sortillo personally oversees an 8-0 run. Bettendorf up 17-6. Time winding down now in the first. Tanner Lloyd with the skewer inside to Luke Reilenbuehler. Gets the hoop right there, but Bettendorf finds a way to call checkmate as Kendall Jacks decides to just use the baseline instead of castling. Both teams shot over 60% in the first half. Bulldogs remain undefeated. Final score 78-35. Now UT Panthers are trying to make Quincy feel sorry before sliding back home. UT gets rolling early. Evan Spurgettis hits the tray from the corner. More from the Panthers in just a couple seconds. Keegan Wenskunas, sorry if I said his name wrong, buries a triple of his own. Panthers within one.